Hi everyone, welcome to today's wellness session. Today I'm going to be sharing some strategies for test anxiety, as testing season is right around the corner. Some students experience some level of anxiety before and during a test. Some individuals are more susceptible to anxiety than others. For more information on anxiety and how to manage symptoms, see our previous wellness session 19 and session 20 on our Wellness Tips with Lorie playlist on YouTube and our Early County School System Facebook page. First, I'm going to share some indicators that an individual may be at risk for experiencing test anxiety. Individuals that have a learning disability, a diagnosis of ADHD, or experience anxiety at school. Some other indicators include an individual that tends to worry about making mistakes regardless of the situation or task at hand, and a student that knows that they need more time or more than the average time to process information. They may experience anxiety prior to a test that they know is going to be timed. Research suggests a link between an individual's thought processes surrounding their performance ability and whether or not their anxiety is triggered. So if an individual goes into a testing environment thinking that they're not going to do well, they're more likely to experience anxiety. Whereas if they go into it feeling like they got this, they're going to ace this test, they're less likely to experience anxiety. So with that knowledge, we know that if we can help our students think and feel more confidently before testing, then they're less likely to experience anxiety and more likely to be able to think clearly, process information, and retrieve information. Here's some tips to help boost your students' confidence prior to testing. First, you'll need to assess their current learning strategies and encourage better study strategies. I'm going to share some examples of some good study strategies. The first one is to know the test format. So you can ask your teacher or your professor what the format of the test is going to be. Is it going to be true or false, multiple choice, short answer, a combination of all of those? Will there be word problems? Will there be essay questions? Simply just knowing the format of a test can really help ease anxieties, and it removes the initial shock when you first get a test and see the format. So the next study strategy is to never turn down an opportunity to do a practice test. So practice tests can be very, very helpful with helping you grasp the information. And the next strategy is to recognize the material. So you want to do this by reviewing your chapters, your notes, whatever materials you have, and you want to pick out all of the main ideas, the big issues, main events, things like that, and create some kind of outline. And this is a more active style of studying, and it can help you look at the information from a different angle, which also helps you grasp a better understanding of the information and material. And the last study strategy is to think about possible questions. So once you've already got your outline, you can go back and look at some of those main ideas or events and think where some questions might be pulled from. What questions do you think will be asked from certain sections, and if there is an essay question, where do you think that might be pulled from? And once you get those ideas, practice how you'll respond to them, maybe even draft out your response or an essay to a potential essay question. And again, that's just another way that you can actively study and try to gain a better understanding of the material. Here's some tips that you can use to ease anxiety during the test. The best way to ease anxiety is to have a plan. Your plan can consist of basic test-taking strategies. These could include not spending too much time on one question. For multiple choice questions, read all the answers and then cross out the ones that you know are not the right answer and go from there. Stick with your first choice because we can spend all day second guessing ourselves. Switch gears if you start to feel bogged down in a section or on a question. And what I mean by that is you could go to the last question of the test, skip to that section and do that question just to kind of get your mind off what was getting you bogged down. Just switching gears might help you refocus. And also be prepared with some calming strategies. We did a whole series on calming strategies in our previous Wellness Tips with Lorie sessions. You can find those on our playlist, session 6 through 13. But some ones that would be appropriate for most any testing environment would be any deep breathing or breathing exercises that can reset your system and initiate the calming response, and also some mindfulness exercises or just being mindful during the test, keeping your thoughts in the present, paying attention if you're drifting off from your test, bringing yourself back so you're not wasting any time. So these are some helpful strategies that you can use during the test. If you feel like your child is experiencing high levels of test anxiety that's affecting their ability to perform during testing or to perform well during testing, I encourage you to speak with your child's school counselor for further recommendations. I hope you'll take some time to talk to your child about upcoming testing and encourage the use of some of the study strategies we talked about today. Thank you for joining today's session, and I hope you'll stay tuned for our upcoming sessions.